All right, welcome to a very special episode of the Ky Cravens Show. This is number 10, folks. Double digits. I can't believe that we made it here. I'm feeling good. I'm riding that high off of last week. And, I got a phone call this week out of the blue. We talk about the kind of like Roy G. Biv and blue is kind of like that good feel color. And it's like right out of that, we get a call from my former agent, now agent again. And, I called Ian and I said kind of like, hey, dude, thanks, but no thanks. Like, kind of fuck off. Stay home. I think that, he had some troubles with his pet turtle or whatever. Something. He said something. I just hung up the phone.
Yeah, it's a reptile of some kind.
Right. That's all we can, kind of clarify. But, we have Eric here, my agent. He's like kind of our first guest outside of, what has kind of been sort of a mid guest in Ian Whitt. Ian will be back, folks, don't worry. But Eric's essentially here to kind of share the joy, share the love of a very, very good month for me. We've been on a lot of highs, mostly lows here on the Ky Cravens Show. You kind of see me at my worst. I'm hoping this episode can kind of, with a new guest, with you here, I love you. You've always been like kind of in my life and supportive of me. And, the book sales have never been better. And who do I get a call from but Eric, kind of coming in and wants a little bit back. He wants a little piece of the pie. He wants a little piece of the action, right? What did you see on the news or something? What were you in Barnes & Noble?
Even though formally was no longer your agent, I was still getting the dailies in. I noticed the numbers kept going up and up, and I thought, maybe this is the classic agent and literary genius hiatus that creates an opportunity for a boost in sales. So I really think my move as the agent for you, taking a little bit of just time off, I think was good for both of us and good for your sales. So I think business sense, very good here. Very good.
And to your first point, like you do that a lot. I've noticed whenever Eric's kind of lost in thought or he has like a good idea, like, once a month you have like a really good idea, which is a lot, You always like, Yeah, you always go like,
because I don't want to say anything that isn't completely thought through.
Right.
Because if I do that...
You're very tedious. Very tedious.
I wouldn't use that word to describe myself. I would say detailed. Detail-oriented. Tedious makes me sound boring.
Uh-huh.
And trust me, being a literary agent in New York City, not boring. Very exciting.
Especially when you got clients like Ky Cravens on your bill.
Yeah. You sell 10,000 copies in a week, people start noticing.
Is that really what we're at now? I don't want to say anything. Well, I mean, I'm kind of like giddy. I'm kind of like a little schoolgirl right now, just kind of coming into recess. Because, you did kind of bring some news here today about, what I kind of have. You have some ideas for this next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're here in New York City, so we got to take advantage of who we have here.
I'm loving this.
And Kelly Clarkson.
There you go.
Going to be in New York. Yeah, you excited for that?
I'm excited. I'm over the moon. I mean, today I just kind of like was bumming around, and to think like grammar and syntax in the 21st century is such a love piece.
I thought it was syntax and grammar. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you were kind of gone, So, I mean, for the full story here, folks, you were my agent for many years. And you kind of stuck through me out of literary camp. When I went to camp, and you were kind of the first person to reach out to me, and then I started writing this book, and I had a lot of success, obviously, with the Oscar-nominated screenplay. But I wanted to transition into books, and like you
remind me about the Oscar-nominated screenplay.
Well, you didn't represent me for that. I don't think you saw any. Are you asking like, where's my money there, or what are you saying?
A little bit of both. Maybe that's a little bit too much in the details. But what was the screenplay about?
Well, it was about a man and a woman that fall in love on a train.
Oh, I don't watch romantic comedies, so that's why I missed it.
And, obviously the title was, Simpatico.
It wasn't Train Love.
So I wrote the script and a foreign film director picked it up and it got nominated for Oscar for that category. And this was like 2019, 2018 Oscar season.
Okay.
And I had that Oscar fever at that time, And so, you were just starting to represent me at that point. You being a literary agent was what kind of inspired me to start thinking about grammar and syntax and how bad, society has been with that schema, with that base knowledge. And so, when the book initially went out, Eric, you left, right?
I left the country.
What is that called?
Vacation,
what is that called? You unsigned me, or you dropped me as a client.
I wouldn't put those. Those are very harsh words. I think what happened was you and I. There were some difficulties with the initial book rollout, and I think you were unhappy with it. And so I realized, he's unhappy. Maybe I need to take a step back and just let things organically grow.
Organically?
Organically.
Yeah.
Organically grow. And so...
I love the way you talk.
I mean, you have the silver tongue, sir.
No, I have the silver hands. I have the silver right here.
Silver fingers?
I wrote some of the first couple lines of 21st Century with this pen.
That big pen, really? They're going to put that in the Smithsonian.
A humble bic. A little bic goes a long way when it comes to, again, folks, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not reinventing the wheel. You get a pad of paper, you get a pen. Anyone can achieve the level of status that I have. I mean, meeting Ky Clarkson.
It's going to be really exciting.
Is she going to be singing, or is she just going to be...
yeah. Do you have any numbers or covers you like to do? Because she does covers on her show.
Oh, I'm going to be singing with her.
That's definitely an option. Can you sing?
No.
Oh, you...
I've sang on the show a little bit.
Can you rap?
Yeah.
Is that's an option? Okay. Like a Black Eyed Peas rap?
I can do the one guy in Black Eyed Peas really well.
Which one?
Like the...
Will I Am?
No, not Will I Am. Not Will I Am.
I don't know any of the other ones,
The honestly. One guy that's like... Boy, I think about it every night and day. I'm addicted, wanna try inside your love.
Okay, yeah, we can get Kelly to do that, I think.
Yeah, who is that in that group?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can also do Taboo really well. You know Taboo in that? The fourth P.
Yeah, is he
I think he's the one that goes like, you got me feeling like Mr. Roboto.
Is he like the hardcore rapper? Like, he's really got bars.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because his bars are like, you saw my name with an XO, like, yes.
That's a great bar. That's great.
Meantime, I wait for the next time.
What a great song. Like,
yeah,
is that better music?
I want to wish it right back like presto. Yes. He always does the yes. That's Taboo.
Is there better music than Black Eyed Peas?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Did they win Grammys, right?
I don't know. Why, did you rep them?
I've thought about doing book deals for them, actually.
Yeah, that'd be cool. They must have like an autobiography, right, or something.
Actually, now that I do recall it, I did do Fergie's.
Fergie, that was who I was. That's what I can do really well. I can do Fergie. So if there's any Fergie Ky Clarkson opportunities, I'd love to.
Maybe I could get out the old Rolodex. Not like a literal Rolodex, as I am a man of the 21st century, per repping you. But
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your he's already got the Apple Vision Pro on pre-order. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
and that's because you're getting the money from the book signing deals now.
Technically, I never stopped getting it because our contract stipulated that even if I left you as an agent, I would still in perpetuity continue to receive 50% of the sale.
Which I had no idea of that at the time. But I'm happy that you're back. So, folks, he just re-signed me today.
Yeah.
Get a call today. You brought over these beers.
Yeah, I meant to get you flowers, but they didn't. It was kind of late at the end of the day. They didn't have any flowers. I didn't feel like going to a flower shop.
You come in with 4 tall boys, and it's like some crazy beer. It's cool. I mean, so really, this is just a show today that's just going to be about love and just kind of like reunions. Like, you've been gone.
Love.
I don't know if you watched some of the show. Some of these bad, downtrodden moments in my life kind of slipped into the show.
Oh, really?
Mr. Ube, he's our YouTube executive producer in charge of the Ky Cravens Show. He took me fishing, and it kind of...
That's Buzz. Like, I hooked you up with Buzz.
Buzz, yeah. Okay. Wave to Buzz right here, right? He's behind the cameras, but I don't know really what was going on with me. So it's good to just see like a friendly face.
Yeah, I am 100% your friend. I always was your friend, no matter even if we lost the agent relationship there very briefly. I was 100% always your friend.
Great. Yeah, it's so cool being back on top. And having people like how many people can say that they have a literary agent? You know, people bust their balls to get in a position to have somebody, first of all, reach out to them. Second of all, come back to them. Because, I mean, you're my boy. Like, he called me up. I was like, hello, yes. Like, welcome back to the team, dude. You know, I was like, I think I like went for a dap with Buzz, but he was not here yet. So I was like, shit, there's no one here. But now I'm surrounded by friends like constantly now. And like, once I hook up with Kelly, like, it'll be...
Yeah, because she's great. She's so personable.
I'll ask her to be on the show. I don't think I'll ever have Ian on the show again.
Really?
Well,
what happened between you and Ian?
Nothing. He just was stale. It was kind of like he just was bumming me out. You know.
Yeah. You need to have good feng shui around you, good energy.
Switch it up.
Yeah. Because you are an artist first and foremost.
Thank you.
And you cannot have anything alter or adulterate that process at all, one little bit.
You have such a way with words, like spoken word.
Yeah, I'm good at spoken word, not so good at writing. Ironically, I really wish that I could, be able to be the genius and the artist. That's why I became a literary agent, because I was so jealous of people like you who could write syntax, grammar, and diction for the modern era. Write that book.
Grammar and syntax in the 21st century. Yeah.
Yes, right. I'm good speaking, but...
And you're a good salesman, too. You're a really good, solid salesman.
Yeah. I'm like, we got Ky Cravens. I don't even know if Ky's his real first name, but isn't that crazy? How about this book? You know, I know there's elements of style, Strunk and White. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking heard
I can tell
it.
you're kind of like you're kind of like... You're kind of a wild boy. Like, I can kind of tell that you're like... It's kind of like the Wild West when I see you. I'm kind of like, ooh, like...
Like Will Smith, Wild Wild West? Or more
more
John
like...
Wayne?
I'm talking about...
Blazing Saddles, Wild West?
I'm talking about... We were talking about blue before, now we're talking about red. Dead.
Red Dead Redemption.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Shit.
I'm thinking like that kind of Wild West.
Okay, like Sandbox. It could go anywhere. Be anywhere, do anything. Okay. I got you.
And I think like, do I want to like go to the tavern with you? You know, like one of those like... Yeah, I always think that. Maybe we will after this, you know.
No, cheers.
Oh, cheers, dude. Yeah.
To the tavern.
Jeez, that's so, awesome. But yeah, you know, I so many people that are trying to get to this point in life for me, and I'm very much now at the pinnacle of like what I wanted to obtain. And we were talking on the show a lot about like setting expectations for yourself, not hitting those goals. But I did the work, right? The book was made, and that's what a lot of people are forgetting. Like, why don't I have an agent? Well, you didn't write grammar and syntax in the 21st century. You didn't do anything notable. So even though the book sales weren't there at the beginning, and people were leaving me like you betrayed me.
Whoa,
and you hold on. Well, let me finish. Let me finish. Even though that you turned your back on me when I arguably needed you most, and I just had to fucking talk to Ian Whitt of all people and try to get my feelings through. Mr. Ube coming in from YouTube, right? Even though I had all these people almost shunning me, almost scarlet letter on my forehead, I was Christ on the cross there for a while.
Now you're making me Judas, and that's wrong.
You were Judas to me. You were Judas to me. I look at you as the South Pole elf. I look at... Here's what I look at you.
South Pole elf?
What does that even mean? When I was thinking... This is not now. Now we're fun. Now we're happy, right?
Yeah. It's all good.
When I see you, I think, oh, there's the wolf in sheep's clothing. There he is. There's the infiltrator. Right?
No, you're running with the wolves, like Duran. Like, it's cool. We're all wolves. We're a wolf pack.
Right. There's always a sheep in the wolves, though. There's always a just like there's a wolf in sheep's clothing, there's a sheep in wolf's clothing, and he will get exposed, and I will suss him out, because now that I'm here at the top, people, now that I get free stuff all the time, like this, and I get to go on the Kelly Clarkson show, and I get to do these things, and I get to sing like Fergie.
But I'll tell you something.
And I'm in Barnes & Noble. I'm not leaving now. I'll stay at the top forever. Did I spit on you a little bit?
No, you're far away, so probably not. But the thing is, you are on top. You're king of the hill.
Yeah.
The sheep are at the bottom of the hill. We're the wolf pack all together at the top of the hill.
Right.
There's tons of scraps. We're all sharing it all around. I'm just a wolf and you're just a wolf. We're two wolves, you know?
Yeah.
Howling at the moon together.
Absolutely.
Neither of us are sheep's in wolf's clothing at all.
All right. Well, hearing
0%.
that from you, there's a little bit of walking back in your tone right now. You're kind of saying the right things. You're on my show. I'm kind of putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
And so I get you defend yourself. I get that, but you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. It's good to have you back. I'm happy that you took me back as your. It's one of those things where like when you first reached out to me back in the day after literary camp, I was happy to sign you, but now you should be happy that I let you back in. Like Judas. Judas would not be let back in, but he would because he forgives. We forgive.
You are Christ-like.
But your name is still Judas, right? It's not Eric. It's Judas.
It is Eric. Definitely not Judas. Maybe I could be Peter, the future pope.
What made you leave?
What made me leave?
So the book's not selling.
We had gone over this, so we can run back the tape, but I'll just go ahead and explain it again.
Yeah, go run back the tape.
Basically, you were in a bad energy place. Things were pretty tough for you. I felt as though, things could have been better for mainly you personally. I really cared about you as a person emotionally. It just so happened that also the financials were not going as we would have planned or would have liked at the time. And
la-di-da. Nothing goes according to real, you cannot plan in life.
But I love the smell of dew in the morning. Just like so much that I drink the dew in the morning.
Don't change the subject, Eric. Don't. What does that even mean? What are you saying?
It's a metaphor. It's to say like, okay, carpe diem. That's like the energy of the world in the day. It's like you wake up, you see the world, and sometimes the dew is bad. Sometimes the dew is mid. Sometimes it's killer dew. Sometimes it's Mountain Dew. You have all this fucking dew, and you just gotta like shove it and go for it and completely do it. And that's where I am as your literary agent. Yeah, we've had some good dew. We've had some mediocre. We've had some ball dew, bad dew, whatever the fuck kind of dew it is. Mm-hmm. What matters is I'm showing up now, and we're doing the dew no matter what.
So I changed your life, is what you're telling me.
I have a lot of success.
You're saying now this is your attitude.
That has always been my attitude.
Well, then why'd you leave then if you weren't doing the do when you turned your back on me?
See, I think you're misinterpreting like what happened.
No, you're just kind of a snake, I think. But I love you. I
got you on Kelly Clarkson. Would a snake bring you beers and get you on Kelly Clarkson?
Now I'm thinking, is this dew? Is this morning dew that you just bottled and canned?
I mean, beer is kind of like Mountain Dew. Right? You can make beer in the mountains, and then it's dew in the mountains.
Do you drink dew in the morning? Like you're talking about?
Not literally. It's a fucking metaphor.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were talking about the droplets of water that is on the grass in the morning and leaves.
I'm gonna say this in the microphone. You are an author. That's you should be able to recognize a metaphor.
Well, you talk in this way. It's so like it's like a roller coaster. I don't know if this is a loop or if this is a twisty-turny,
or we're going up really slow for a really
honestly,
deep
I
drop.
thought you were pulling a sneaky on me.
Oh, what the hell is a sneaky?
It's when you're going on the roller coaster,
okay,
and then the tracks give out, and you start going backwards.
A little like pull you forward. There's no tracks there, and then they pull you back.
It's a little Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom. Check that out, people. Mount Everest, Animal Kingdom.
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
The kingdom? I have not been to Disney World in a long time, but I tell you, hey, we get up to 15,000 units per week. 15,000 units per week. We are going to take you. We are going to take you to Disney World. You know how, like, after they win the Super Bowl, like, I'm going to Disney World. That's going to be fucking you, man. Once we get you to the top of the New York Times bestseller list.
That's your goal for me?
I think so. I think we can do it.
Okay. All right. Hey, this beer's pretty good. Listen, I'm busting his balls a little bit here. It's not too late for us. I think I'm excited you're here. You came heavy. You packed heavy today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is typical to artist-agent relationship.
Well, just don't leave me again. Okay? Because
I never would unless it was good for you.
So you're saying this is all saving graces. You're saying this is all on purpose, that you left me to made me go fishing in the Louisiana Delta with having me subscribe to the New Jersey Devils. That wasn't
the New
me.
Jersey Devils was not part of it. You definitely could have picked a better hockey team.
I was out in the middle of Manhattan late at night with bouncers and with exotic women, and
That's great. That's amazing. That's what you as an artist need to do. And sometimes you have to go through the wilderness to have that pilgrimage and that journey to reach the epiphany. And I think you're back there at that place. And like, you think me as an agent, a serious literary New York City agent, has not done this before? I've done this before. I know this game.
All right. Well, listen. I trust you. You're one of the few people I do trust, and I've come on the show. This isn't an interrogation. I'm trying to share a fun day with you, a fun evening with you, and this is a moment of to sum up the to get to the core of the apple, the crux of all this is what I'm saying to the young writers out there to the young aspiring people. You're not going to get to my level unless you have the product, unless you have written something to the caliber of grammar and syntax in the 21st century. I read some excerpts of it on the show last week. I'll post some more to TikTok, so follow us there. But essentially, it was down in sales for a little bit because the real push hadn't begun. And I announced on the show last week, I don't know if you caught wind of this. I mean, you should be updated. I know I just re-signed you today, but they have announced, the ghostwriter has announced that there's going to be a number 2. There's going to be a second one. So it's like, it's just one of those things that is just like, it's not going to stop. I can see that I'm never, ever going to leave this plateau and that everyone will always be below me and that I'll one day like achieve a level of like having a magnifying glass in my hand and like righting all the wrongs. Writing meaning writing.
Oh, double entendre, very clever.
Like a literary. They've taught me that literary.
And I'll be there holding the bag, the satchel. Excuse me, it's a satchel when you go like archaeology or plateaus or whatever it is.
Because I'm gonna need you to get there.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna need you to get me beers when times are good. I need you to get me beers when times are tough. But I'll tell you what, Shirley Temples, those are fun to drink.
Yeah, they're pretty fun to drink. Do you drink them without any alcohol?
Yeah. I could use a few. I could slam like 4 or probably 6 Shirley Temples right now.
Like in the span of an hour.
No. Like I could have already had these drank.
Really? Wow.
Like what we've been going for 23 minutes.
That's a lot of grenadine in your system.
I love grenadine. I used to work. I used to work in a field. I used to work the land back when I lived in Anchorage. And when I was living out there, you kind of, we would do like this whole track between like Juneau and Anchorage is kind of like the Grenadine Mile is kind of what they call it. It's not an actual mile, but it's like the Grenadine track. And essentially,
the grenadine flowers.
Most of the grenadine that comes, to like Buffalo Wild Wings and bars across the country it's from Alaska. And you get this, you have this like strip, almost like a Vegas strip of grenadine factories. And it's one of the most depressing, I think it was ranked like number 3 or 4 most depressing, I think it was, the article said 3 or 4 depressing situations in Alaska. It was an article about situations, which is very interesting.
Aren't all articles about situations?
But it wasn't like, normally you see lists of like problems or like, this is what's wrong with a society, right? Okay. Normally you see articles and it's like, what's wrong with society or like negative or like top 10 best Marvel movies or, that's what you see.
Listicle, but yeah.
But, we do have some housekeeping to do on the show here. So welcome to the show, Eric. I mean, I know it's been a little bit here. I wanted to kind of get into some of the stuff with you right off the top. So I'm, listen, at the end of the day, you will always be Judas to me, but no.
I'm your dog. You're my dog.
But think
you're
about,
top dog.
Think about Judas as a name, right? What
it does sound Judas Priest, great band.
No, but I called you Judas, right? Because this is a guy. Like this is a guy who probably did not live 2,023 years ago. Okay.
You don't think Judas is real?
Well, and we're still talking about him today. So that's important that you're that to me because you will go down in history. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he was the villain.
I mean, Judas
he's still
got a kiss by Jesus. I don't think any other disciples got that.
Absolutely.
So,
Mary Magdalene gave him a little under the package action. You remember that?
I can neither confirm nor deny that, sir. But
I mean,
you're the literary genius, so.
Well, I've studied the Bible. Ian knows more about this bullshit than I do, but I know that Mary Magdalene was a I do know that.
I believe the politically correct term is sex worker.
Well, it is what it is. So, we do have something that we've kind of introduced to the show recently here. It's going to be a fan concern is what we're calling these. We're calling them like problems, fan problems. So we've asked the fan base, if you're out there, fans, please send in to the show. The Instagram page is live, the TikTok page, of course, obviously the Patreon, the YouTube channel. Send in your problems in life and we'll solve them live on the show. Isn't that kind of fun?
Yeah.
It was my idea.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea. And I think what I'd really love to hear is like maybe a romance problem. Like I'm really good at giving dating advice. I've been single for a very long time, so I think I know what it would take to be a really successful partner, a really successful lover. Despite me not being married or close to being married in any way, I think I have a lot of like advice to give people, even parents. I think I have good parental advice to give.
I think as a literary agent, you're kind of put in a position where you kind of do have to be a parent. Not a parent, a parent. It's apparent to me that you are going to be a parent to your clientele, and we'll get to your clients. I know you have some crazy stories you wanted to share, but I was so excited about Kylie Clarkson, and then I was also thinking about how you kind of wronged me and stabbed me in the back and kind of put me off track and made this show a lot worse. Unintentionally, but now we're all back, and it's just like, just sit there. But
I would say tough love. It's tough love. Parents have to give their
your
children, if we're going with this
you
metaphor.
and your morning dew, and all, this is why I'm here, and this is why you're sitting there. Okay, but it has to be a symbiotic relationship. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
So just keep these coming. These are good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shirley Temples, and then these whenever you see me.
In what order?
Shirley's always first.
How many Shirleys?
These are the caboose.
Oh, but how many cars are in this train?
Dose,
and it was.
But they're stacked on top of one another.
Do you have an espresso martini?
There's two unique cars, but they're stacked up, and they're all rolling together, kind of like that, right?
Oh, so you can transition back and forth, like to save momentum and energy.
It's kind of like this, and it goes on the track like that.
Yeah, it's like a dance.
It's like Jungle Fever, yeah. So
that's amazing. You're a genius. This is why I represent you. You are a genius.
Hey, don't get your hand off my nuts. All right. So what we have today is a fan problem from the fans, right? And it's simple. It's from a fan. I'm not going to mention his name here because I don't want to reveal too much. But he's from Boise, Idaho. I didn't know the Ky Cravens show. I guess they have Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Out there.
Wow.
Like, I guess they have access to the show. Like, that's
I forgot that was a state.
Boise, Idaho. Hey, I hope you're eating a nice crunchy potato right now watching the show. And the problem is this. He simply is a male, from what I can gather. He said, not enough sex appeal. Okay, but I mean, we can kind of open that up to all genders and and races, too. Let's think about all races.
Because I'm going to be honest, I think sex appeal...
Not enough sex appeal. Simple problem, but very prevalent in society right now.
Sex
appeal. A lot of ugly people.
Yeah. Morally and physically ugly. I think, for me, as a literary agent, like, what is sexy?
You love saying, as a literary agent, you love saying that.
Sometimes people forget.
It does have a nice ring to it. I do like that. I like that you're proud of what you do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm proud to represent you.
Okay. Literally, I'm hard.
Yeah, it's
so just
sex
stop.
appeal, confidence. Number one, having confidence. Be confident in who you are.
I can't have a raging spike in my pants and have to do this podcast at the same time. Just let's get on with it here.
A lot of people have that problem around me.
No, they don't. Well, you think you have sex appeal?
Yeah.
You come in here with your buff shirt and your buff pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't going to get any taller, so I grew wider.
So what's the secret to this person's problem? How can he have sex appeal like you, so-called? And we'll put that into practice tonight. Well, I'm taking you out tonight, and we'll see your sex appeal.
First of all, you hit the gym. But, I mean, everybody fucking knows that. You look better if you go to the gym. But that's just...
What about push-ups from home? Planks?
Yeah, that works. Do some calisthenics. Why not?
I mean,
that's boring. That's boring.
Who's got a gym in Boise, Idaho?
I guess nature's their gym. I guess the whole state, I think, is a national park. So they just like...
I don't know if that's true. But okay.
I only live in New York City. I've never left the 5 boroughs.
That's why I like you. You're born and bred.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to the Bronx Zoo.
You have your finger on the pulse of this sort of city, and I love that.
Of literary agent information. Okay. I have taken plane trips to London and Paris, and also Singapore and Hong Kong. I don't go to non-cosmopolitan metroplexes.
Okay. So
I think even DC, our nation's capital, would have to grow and be larger for me to go there.
And it's too small.
It was built on a swamp. It's a bit of a cultural backwater. Very politically important, of course. But
yeah,
I'm a literary agent, so...
This isn't a political show.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to push here. So
just that politics happen in D.C. That's just a fact.
Okay, all right. Well, Jesus. If I knew it was going to be a protest march, I would have, worn more comfortable shoes.
I do represent protest marchers, so...
Okay, what are they protesting?
I don't really recall this time, but...
So your fellow people that you represent, are these like my peers, or are they like my...
They're people who you would aspire to be.
What are they to me? A fellow signee?
Yeah, they're kind of like... So, right. We're doing we're the wolf pack, right? And...
I'm not on board with that. I don't know, really.
It's... Okay, whatever.
This is like a new thing. You never used to talk about this when we were, whatever. When you represented me the first time around, before you left, you never used to talk about do and like... You've changed is what I'm saying. But people change, that's fine.
Maybe you just need to let it go.
You do have more sex appeal, I think, than when I first met you. Is that so? That's
no. I feel like we're circling back to like.
So that's
this person's problem because I feel like I've been talking about myself this whole time.
Yeah. How do we solve this problem? So you hit the gym, but you also have to have. I think most of it. If I were to answer the question, I would say do less. Less is more. Okay. So if a woman don't chase women, don't chase men. Let them chase you, and what I mean by that is. How do you pick up women? How do you pick up men? Don't. Be totally aloof, seemingly, to that whole world and watch. People will think you're so interesting and that you're a maniac in bed. And I'm speaking from experience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, once you are the literary genius that you are, that's what I was going to say. Sex appeal, it's all about status. And you have high status, both on the New York Times and Amazon bestseller list.
Thank you. You said.
And by having this literary agent, am I right?
I wish Oprah was still doing her thing. I'll settle for Kelly Clarkson. I'll settle for the Clarkster, the Clarkmeister. But I want Oprah real bad. Can you make that happen?
I'll try.
Does she have like a podcast or something? I can,
I don't think so. I think she only shows up for like royalty.
Can you send like a cold email to her team? Just send.
You know what? I'll flip through the old Rolodex.
No, I hope you're kidding. Email. Send cold email. You know what?
This has to be a phone call.
Here's what I want you to do. Can you write this down?
That's not how being an agent works. I can't just email people. I got a call.
Here's what I want you to do. Can you write this down? Do you have something to write on? Can you write on the can? Do you have a pen? Can you write in that beer can?
You know what? It's all just going up here.
Okay.
It's going up here.
All right, are you sure?
I'm going to write it like this. Imaginary writing, so it's ingrained in my brain.
Okay, all right. Okay, here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to go on LinkedIn and connect with Oprah, and then can you cold message her on LinkedIn? And just ask her if she has a podcast or if she'd want to meet like in Central Park and, and tell her that she's so much better than Kelly Clarkson.
I mean, basically what I have written down is...
Now read that back to me.
Do my signee's dumbass idea that's definitely not...
Whoa! Oh!
Yeah.
What are you saying to me?
You do the writing, I do the agenting.
All right, so what's your fucking game plan here? I'm telling you, Kelly Clarkson's not good enough for me right now in my position.
You pick up the phone.
I want Oprah.
You make some phone calls. It's that simple.
All right, well, make it.
Well, I can't do it right now.
If it was that simple, why don't you just say that?
I was trying to, but you always talk over me. And I bet you talk over Ian as well. Yeah, that hurts. That does it.
Well, that's why it's the
little bit truth.
Welcome to the fucking Ky Cravens Show. You ever read the fucking sign on the fucking door when you came in on air?
You are the top dog. You're the
you
top
think that
wolf.
doesn't make any sense? If I have to hit a certain amount of kilobytes or whatever. Most of the sound bites need to be from me. Mr. Ube checks the fucking byte files. That's right. He goes into the fucking megabytes and he
Buzz.
checks.
Who the fuck's Mr. Ube? Like,
Mr. Ube.
Why did you let Mr. Ube be?
Buzz,
a part
you have
of
to
this?
answer that question. Buzz, just
I still love you, Buzz, but like we're talking.
Buzz is looking at you like, oh, like he's doing one of these faces. All right.
Buzz is doing his best, but you know, talent is talent.
Listen, he is the one who finances this, everything you see in this room. He's the executive producer at YouTube who initially discovered this show. And he owns a restaurant in the East Village called Ube's. It's Japanese fusion.
Is he like?
I'll introduce you to him because I think as an agent,
food like.
No, he's just giving us a platform to succeed, kind of like how you're supposed to be doing. Listen, I'll go in.
Kelly Clarkson, is that not a platform?
Well, what else are we doing this week?
What else are we doing this week? I'll tell you what, we're doing Good Morning America. That sounds pretty nice. The Today Show.
Is that with Regis and Kelly, or who's that with? Oh, that's with the guy with the...
Yeah, he's like a football player.
The teeth?
I think.
Yeah.
He's
cool.
a great guy. Real nice guy. Great interviewer.
That's cool.
So be ready for some tough
How's
questions.
the green room snacks?
So...
Because I love
they might
grapes.
give you the B-list green room.
I love grapes. And I love, like, white grapes. Like, you know what I mean?
You'll be lucky if there's red grapes. Sometimes they do have mango, though.
What are you talking about? I'll be lucky. Go to the supermarket, buy them, and put them in the fucking green room. You're supposed to be able to, like, handle it. Like, you're supposed to say, like, you know what I mean? You're supposed
This
to be like,
is your first bestseller. It's an educational book.
It's not an educational
fiction.
book. It's nonfiction. Grammar is nonfiction.
So you're educating people about grammar
Just
or not?
because college professors are the number one demographic that have bought the book because they want to teach in their curriculums.
Is it community
I
college?
happily give them a little grab on the sack and I say, go on your way. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll do.
That sounds like sexual assault.
Maybe I'll do a little push and pull too. But
is this consensual? I just want to be clear.
no, I'm just saying. Like, I happily send. I'll hit the bottle on the boat. And they'll be on their way, right?
As your literary agent, I do have to say it should all be consensual. I'm fine with whatever side deals you do, as long as.
Are you not a literary agent? Why do you keep saying as my literary as like you're saying it now? And when you say it, it's like I hear I'm a literary agent, right? Like as your literary agent, because you keep. Why do you start every sentence like that? Do you have like a complex? And if so, then that should have been in your contract.
You know what?
There has to be a complex clause.
Sometimes people don't listen so well, so you got to repeat things a lot. That's what's going on.
Well, I listen just good. I'm like a fucking hawk.
Well, you are one out of a million, and that's why I signed you.
Great.
Why I came back to you.
Me and however many others, right?
Yeah. I run a very serious business. I have some sub-agents under me who manage things for me. Read the contracts, do the blah, 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 blah stuff.
I wish you were here because there was a week during the show where we had all these crazy sponsorships that were, it was like fullballs.com and like Curls for Girls. Yeah. They were like reaching out to us. You need to be my filter on those sort of crazy sponsorships. But
that'll be me being your manager, and that's a different contract.
Well, I wanted to. This is kind of the other reason why I wanted you to come onto the show and why we're not just talking behind closed doors. Is that, and it's a great segue. Is that
Did we ever answer that person's question?
Yeah, no, that's our solution. No, was that not clear?
What was our solution?
Our solution was to be aloof, essentially, and be sexy.
The solution is for you to become a literary genius and get a best-selling book. People, women, girls, whoever they are, whatever they identify as, they will love you and want to be a part of your life no matter what, if you have a literary agent like myself or have a best-selling book. Let me tell you, that is how to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, don't yell at the people. They get it.
People, get a best-selling book.
All right, that was like a scream whisper. I don't...
That is how you communicate.
You're mic'd up. It doesn't... Okay, whatever.
It's for emphasis.
The solution is this.
I'm forcing you to listen to me because I'm talking quietly.
It's creepy. You sound like...
I mean, this isn't like, where are the drugs? Batman.
Yeah, you were kind of going that way. You were like, hey, Harvey Dent, where is he? You know, I love those old Batman movies.
Like the ones from the 2000s? That's old. I'm old.
I love when he's like...
That's old.
Yeah, I love when he's like, It's not who I am underneath, but what I do.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Some men just want to watch. Oh, that was Alfred. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, you're the nerd.
And he's like, yes, that's true, Alfred. You need to be like my Alfred. You need to get me
I am
grapes.
your Alfred.
Okay. You say that, we'll see. Check back in with that, we'll see. But don't yell at the people. Here's the solution. Guy from Boise, Idaho. Figure it out. All right? What a terrible problem. Figure it out. Like, just figure it out.
Kind of a loser question, to be honest.
Honestly, like, dude, you're in Boise. There's probably like 13 girls and they're all your cousin around you. Like, you got your pick of the litter there. I mean, you're in a trap, dude. You got to get out. You're like Squid Gamed up. You got to get out of there, dude. So, figure it out. Like, just
I'm sure Boise, a place I've never been and never will go to, is nice.
You made that very clear. So yeah, what is this? Let's go back to that. What is your obsession with the metroplexes that you only go to, like, the
or metropolis?
Biggest, yeah, metropolises.
Metroplex, whatever you want to call it. And I really try to stay in the city center. Like, for example, like when I live in New York, but I've never been to New Jersey, and I would never go, and I would never be caught dead there.
Right.
To be very clear.
I that's clear to me. Well, for context sake, this studio that we're in now is right off the, right off of, like that big statue that's right outside of Central Park, the Columbus Circle. We're like right kind of by the that hotel that's there and everything, and so we're right near Central Park, and Times Square is not far from here. So this is kind of like far for you. This is like too much nature for you, or what?
This is kind of like middle class Central Park, to be honest. Like,
okay,
usually I'm used to more of the upper crust of things in life, but it's fine. I like being amongst the hoi polloi.
Do you think I should move my studio because now I'm in that upper crust?
I think you want to stay humble. You want to stay true to your roots. You're an artist. I'm a literary agent, so I have to run in different circles versus you. Mm-hmm. You kind of doing your East Village, that time period where all the punk rock artists were there. Who's the guy who does the Campbell's soup pop art thing?
Warhol. Yeah,
you're in your Warhol era. Just stick to that vibe, and
that's your advice.
Yeah, because you need to be as close to the people as possible. Because the moment you sell out, I mean, you can actually contractually sell out. That's fine. But as soon as you,
how's that fine? That's fine if I leave you.
No, you wouldn't leave me. And also,
I get people calling me. I get other offers, and I stick by you because I like your vibe.
Yeah, and I have a most favored nation clause that forces you any contract.
Why aren't you more upset at the thought of me leaving you? Like,
because I would explain to you.
Who makes more money for you than me?
Oh, well, there is the guy who has the picture book of limes throughout the world.
Picture book?
Yeah, coffee table books sell very well. I'll let you know.
Of limes?
Limes. There's also Fergie and her children's book series.
Fergie?
Yeah, Fergie.
You signed Fergie?
A long time ago. And now we have a ghostwriter do
How
everything.
How old are you? Jesus Christ.
I am...
I know, you don't need to say it.
Yeah, I have a really good skincare routine. That's all I'll say. That's a different podcast, though. So.
Right. Well, don't go getting your own podcast now. You're on this show.
No. I guess podcasts. People pay me to be on their podcast.
I didn't pay you anything.
No. That's because I'm your agent.
Yeah, I already kind of paid you.
I take 50% of whatever you make, so...
50%? No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, just read the contract. It's fine.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later.
No, it's a contract, so it's done.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not... I'll kick you off. You're all... It's a joke, right?
No. It is 50%.
You're busting my balls. You're just being funny. You're just being funny. And I like that because you're funny. I like that.
That part wasn't a joke.
I like that. Yeah, it's still a joke. You're still running with the joke. I like how you kind of like see it through. You won't give up the joke. You do it for the bit. I like that. No, I do.
Whatever.
No, not whatever. We're still live.
I mean, if you want to call it a joke, that's fine. But it's true.
So let's discuss this now. Yeah, I do want you to be also my manager.
Yes, I can be your manager. But the thing about me being your manager...
So I want you to be... Let me make this abundantly clear to the viewers.
Okay.
And no, I'm not doing this on the show to have you say yes. You can say no. Because I don't think this has ever been done in the history of mankind, but I just have a good feeling about you. It's like the right amount of untrustworthiness. I almost sound like Elmer Fudd. It's the right amount of untrustworthiness.
A lot of S's.
Like, I don't want someone who's just like a yes man. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't want
I can
someone.
say no.
And you were talking about how, I'm in my Warhol era. Like, my goal, just for you to know as a manager now, because you already said yes, is for you to be, is for me to be in that upper crust, but of deep dish pizza.
You are Chicago pizza. You're not Neapolitan pizza. You are Chicago pizza. Right. Detroit pizza.
No, not Detroit. Just Chicago.
Just Chicago. Okay.
Don't bring Detroit into this. Nobody wants to be Detroit pizza.
Chicago, a city I thought about going to, but I still can't.
Too small?
Yeah, it's in a flyover state. I don't know what to say other than that.
So what do you say to be my manager, huh? Be my manager as well as my literary agent.
I'm very busy being your literary agent. I have a full Rolodex of clients. But for me to be your manager, that would be a huge scaling up, a huge amount of investment on my end. So it's nothing to ask me to do that. I'm already a part of the wolf pack. I'm already running with you deep into the woods on being your agent. So in order for me to be your manager, what I would really have to see is like not just showing up to like the local bookstore, do some small signings. Like you'd really have to like open up for some pretty major acts, like Brandon Sanderson, one of the most popular fantasy writers. Like if you were opening up book signings for him and you were pulling in like, I don't know, 10, 20 grand a book signing, I think then we could talk.
Do people make money at book signings?
Yeah, they sure can.
Because they sell the book and sign on the spot.
And merch, like people pay them to be there.
This is why I wanted to talk to you, because literary agents don't do merch. Do they? Because
Brandon Sanderson
I want you to try to transition into being a manager, because I think that you'd be better at that anyway. Like, you
better. Your sales have never been better
since
I implemented my agent leaving strategy.
I did that from my journey into the Louisiana Delta with the person in the tent. I didn't do that.
But you only did that because I left you. If
I didn't leave Mr. Ube to that.
If I didn't leave you, you wouldn't be where you are now.
Okay, whatever. We can argue about this all day, but at the end of the day, we're not going to be arguing all day. And by the end of the day...
It's your podcast. It's fine.
We're going to be at the end of the day. Okay? So what do we do at that point? At night? We discuss this right now. We discuss what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Which is...
Shoot.
Will you be my manager? I don't want to hear if you're going to be Grant Ferguson or in front of Grant Gustafson.
Is this a yes or no question?
This is a yes or yes question. It's really like one of those things. Like I won't even be represented by you unless you're both, because I want you to be able to handle everything. And here's really what this is coming to. And I wasn't going to tell you this, and Buzz is already kind of shaking his head like, don't tell him. But I want to just be able to go to one person for all my needs. I don't want multiple voices in my ear for my needs.
What do you even need a manager for? What do you have lined up? What do you want to do?
I want to be able to just kind of expand outside of the literary space, and also for you to be able to be confident in getting like grapes for me and setting up like these merch deals and like getting like, spots on. Like I was reading this thing where they were doing like these like in-flight book readings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Delta.
Yeah, whatever. Like they were doing like, instead of like the entertainment like on the plane, they were doing like, kind of like next level thinking is like books. Like, but
yeah, because movies are so passé.
Right, out loud book reading on the flight. And
for the entire plane at once, or individual headsets?
Yeah, for the entire plane at once. And what they do is they mic me up.
Is this something that's offered just on Frontier? Like I don't understand.
And what they do is they mic me up, and people have their headphones on, right? And
Wait, are you on the plane while this is happening?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Why would you take that many flights? That seems like a ridiculous amount of flights that you would have to take to do this.
I've seen people do it a few ways.
You've seen this? Who has done this before?
No, I was reading an article about how they were doing this.
What was this article?
This is why I want you to be a manager, so you can start handling these sort of big picture ideas, like these big chess moves on the chessboard of life.
Yeah, you're playing checkers. That's a checkers move.
No, that's not a checkers, because listen to how they do this. There's two ways that they go about it.
Okay.
One is the in-flight reading, which is more premium, and basically people have their headsets on, right? They have their headsets, and I'm there in the back by the snacks. and I'm reading the book.
You're like with the flight attendants.
Grammar and syntax, and maybe they're listening in too. And I'm right in their ear. I'm like so close in their ear. Kind of like ASMR reading grammar and syntax in the 21st century. And that's like a soothing thing for them while they're flying, right? Because all these planes are getting rid of those like video screens back there, and they're replacing them with Kindles. So they can follow along with the words as I'm reading it to them. It's a live read. Now,
so they're going to go from color LED screens to black and white Kindle readers.
I don't know if they're going to be black and white. They're next generation Kindles, so they might. Well, what do you need color for a book?
As someone who represents multiple successful children's book authors, there are some successful black and whites or charcoals or stencils, etc., or woodcuts even. Mm-hmm. But frankly, people, and especially children, love colors. Mm. So you got to have the full rainbow.
I just don't
Roy
think
G. Biv, as you said earlier.
I don't think I've given you enough clearance to make these kind of moves, to be... Because as a literary agent, all you do is just get me on Kelly Clarkson. That's not good enough anymore. Like, now that we've done that, now that that's going to happen...
Do you want The View? Is this really what you want?
Okay, well, now you're speaking more my language. Now you're talking, okay?
Okay, we'll get you on there with Whoopi.
You were talking Masacholi before, now you're talking ZD.
Wait, a what?
You were talking bronze medal, now you're talking about Apollo Anton Ono.
Okay, yeah. Michael Phelps.
You're going Anton Ono. No, fuck Michael Phelps. I'm going Anton Ono.
Why don't you like Michael Phelps? I represented Michael Phelps once.
He's too mainstream. But the other way that they do it, that's the one way that they do the book reading. The second way that I'd love to do is they for international flights, that you can kind of do like more of a, this is more of like a shotgun method.
Okay.
They put you in the tower.
The air traffic control tower.
Right, and I'm reading to basically the airport. So while people are waiting for their flight...
Are you also reading to all the live traffic?
Yes.
All the pilots. So while the pilots are getting their headings and, you need to separate at this, you need to be at this altitude, 10,000 feet. You're like, by the way, let me tell you about grammar and syntax.
Well, I'm reading it to them. I'm just... it's not a conversation. I'm just reading the book.
At the busiest airports in the world, the most complex airspace in the world, like JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, you're doing this.
Yeah, all the
even
ones,
Teterboro.
Yeah, Hong Kong, all the ones that you're familiar with and that you have been to.
I haven't been in Newark because I do not go there.
I get it. Yeah, you're good.
I won't even fly in there.
Isn't parts of New Jersey part of aren't those suburbs of New York City kind of?
Yeah, that's why I don't go there.
Oh, okay. You don't go to suburbs.
Yeah. I don't go to Westchester County.
Okay.
Don't go to Long Island.
Okay, fine. And I have no need for that's fine. That's why I want you to be my manager, because you're a man with a moral code and ethical code, and
absolutely,
and it's like laser locked on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your answer at the end of the day?
My answer, to the management question.
Yeah, take a swig.
TBD. TBD.
No, you can't say TBD.
That means TBD. To be determined.
I know what it is. I know what it means.
Okay. You are a literary genius, so.
Yeah, you say that like you don't mean it. Nobody says that in real life. Kelly Clarkson's not going to be like, so, you're a literary genius. I guess you can figure out what No, she's going to say, suck my dick.
I don't think she's going to say that. No. She's a sweet, nice lady.
I don't know if she's that sweet.
She's nice on air.
Sometimes you get those people that are so sweet that it makes you almost sour.
Like a warhead. Like a sour warhead. Those are my favorite candy. Or some Sour Patch Kids.
Listen.
Do you want me to bring you some Sour Patch Kids next time?
At this point,
Is this what this is about? Did I not bring you enough
No,
gifts?
I don't want any fucking sour. I'm off candy. You know
what? Tell me what gifts you want.
No, I want you to... The gift of you saying yes, the gift of a yes is all I want.
My presence is the present.
Uh-huh. Listen, I'm trying to do the greatest hits of life at this point, and I need someone... I don't want to be able to... hey, Chucky. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Marty. Hey, fucker. Hey, fucker. My cousin Fucker.
I don't do that. I don't.
I got a cousin. I got a cousin named
I'm very
Fucker.
Professional.
Right, you're very professional, but I don't want to have all these people, all these yes men, and I don't want to have all these different people for. I want white grapes. We got to call Fucker, who calls Bobby, who calls Fucker Jr.
That's why I said no to you.
No, I just want to be able to call you, manager and my agent, all in one, and that way we can tour the country like a manager would, but also we can promote the book. on the Kelly Clarkson show.
I mean, if the tour is not within the 5 boroughs and
have you managed people in the past, or do you just do agent work?
I have done management in the past, and when they do a book tour, I have a sub manager to go and do.
No, but this, I don't want that.
They're sort of like an intern. Yeah, maybe they're not as.
I've had interns on this show too. I fired him. Mr. Ube was pissed at me.
Did you?
Now
they sue you?
Now we just got Buzz. I'm working
you
on.
Better stay here, even if you fire.
No, he's locked in.
Buzz, I will pay you.
No.
To stay here. This is necessary. It will come out of your money.
Don't be friends with him. Don't be like dogs with him. You're not.
I set you two up.
That's not a good. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You don't have to like it.
I don't like that mixing.
It's me and Buzz's.
I don't like mixing worlds like that. I wouldn't introduce my girlfriend to my mom.
What?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because she's not. I only introduce family to family.
If I had.
That's a good line. You know what? That helps Idaho Joe. That's a good line.
What was the line?
And there was something else I was doing the other day. I was scrolling on like the dating apps because now I'm back in the market, and I'm successful. And it was like something about
you're
like
successful, so you are back on the dating market. So you're successful on the dating market.
I'm successful and I'm back on the dating market.
Okay, when's the last time you got laid?
Well, if you follow the show, you know that.
I do, but
that it was a very, very traumatic experience. But I don't want to talk about
every episode.
Yeah, you know you don't.
Yeah, I do. I listened to it at 2x.
Don't do this.
I listened to it at 2x.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I'm an auditory person. I listen to podcasts all day, all the time.
I don't. You're lying.
I'm not. Why would I lie to you? Why would I lie to you?
I don't really know why, but you
why
are.
would you just lie to you?
I don't know why. I don't know why, but you are. And it's bothering me.
You said you didn't want yes men. I'm not a yes man.
Uh-huh.
That's why I said no.
I
said TBD.
Let's just let sleeping dogs lie.
Sleeping wolves lie.
See how I did that? Lie.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah. Jim Carrey.
It's a great movie. Great film.
So, what happened is this. That's a great line. I only introduce family to my mom. Or whatever. To my mommy.
Wait, so you only introduce the family?
What are you laughing
mother?
At? Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Well, doesn't your mom already know all of your family?
No. No, what I'm saying is...
Explain that to me.
No, I'm saying it's a fancy way of saying I'm only going to do it when she's my wife.
But, who thinks of their wife as family? I mean...
What are you talking about? That's what they are. At that point,
they're part of a family, but you're not like, oh, I'm bringing my family over, and then your wife shows up. You say your wife. Like, no one describes just the wife, like a single spouse, as an entire family.
No, I'm saying, like, I only introduce the rest of my family to family. I'm not going to bring some nobody that's just a girlfriend of mine. Like, that's not serious enough.
Yeah. I mean,
I have standards for my family. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to help Idaho Joe with this fucking problem, his stupid ass problem. So,
Idaho Joe just needs to move to New York. I think that's it.
No, he can't afford that. He sells potatoes every day. He's got some. He wears a sombrero and he's working in the fields all day, and he can't even afford to get his mustache cleaned. You gotta paint a picture of what this guy's life is like. He can't just up everything and move to Columbus Drive.
This sounds a little bit stereotypical, but I think the point is that if he...
It's not stereotypical.
If he started
it's how all Idaho people are.
If he started a pop-up, fried potato pop-up in Brooklyn, could make bank.
I could, but you're not why does that concern you? You're a literary agent and my manager only.
I also do investments in
pop-ups?
Unique food pop-ups. Esoteric food pop-ups. I have hobbies. I'm allowed to have hobbies.
That's your hobby?
My hobby.
Esoteric pop-ups?
Esoteric.
Esoteric?
You fucking literary genius.
See, now you're saying it like you mean it. Now you're saying it like you're not calling me a literary genius. You're calling me a dweeb.
No.
And that's going to get on my nerves.
I love you. You know what? I love you.
That's going to be something I cinch. Well, you left me, and you're Judas, so
sometimes that happens.
But let me tell you, I was
got back together.
I was on the app, and I said a really funny line. It was a funny line because she was like, I want somebody who will go to the Super Bowl with me.
I Jerry Maguire'd you.
I want somebody who will go to the Super Bowl with me was like her prompt. And I said, I don't know about Super Bowls, but I know a lot about bread bowls. So that's another Idaho Joe little, help him.
Yeah, how are you single?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really sucks right now. I'm hoping by next episode I'll have a new girlfriend because...
Not likely.
All right, shut up.
Not likely.
I want to hear from you. Listen, like I said before, I'm trying to
Not yes, ma'am. Sorry.
I'm trying to do the greatest hits of life. I'm trying to hit like Led Zeppelin, Mothership, Beatles 1. Like those are my favorite albums ever. And
those aren't albums; they're compilations.
Yeah, that's why they're the best. They're the greatest.
So technically, they're not albums. Do you listen to music? Like,
yeah, I listen to tunes. I got so many vinyls, but like why do people waste their money on stuff that's not the greatest hit? Like every song on those is a hit, and every hit is a smack.
So it is basically just a playlist.
No, it's not a playlist.
An album is
an album.
a thought through piece of work from start to finish.
No, it's a greatest hits album. Why would I spend all this money to get Led Zeppelin 4 and 3 and 2 and all this bullshit when I can just get Mothership and just experience the entire history and the intricate tapestry that is Led Zeppelin and just really like experience like I don't want all that fat. You trim the fat, Don't give me that.
This is why I can't manage you.
You didn't. You said TBD. Star, you said TBD.
Why I can't manage you yet? To be determined.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a rock star. I'm an author, and I'm a screenwriter.
See, the authors that I am an agent for want to be rock stars. The artists, the authors that go on to be rock stars. That become fucking rock stars.
Okay, all right.
Those are the ones that I manage.
All right, well,
Just so we're clear.
I don't know where you're coming from on this, but essentially, why would I want to settle for anything but the greatest?
I don't know, but like, I think to get back
when I'm jamming, I'm jamming. You know what I mean? I don't want to jam for 2 songs. Then here comes an interlude. 30-second interlude. Where's the day going? Like, I gotta go jerk off. Like. No, I want to just jam it. I want to just, raspberry that shit.
Jam that jam. Well, here's my thing. I've actually sworn off cauliflower.
Oh.
Yeah, and I did that because I wanted to switch up my diet and do something different because I wanted to trim down a little bit. That's part of sex appeal.
You look really thin, yeah.
I feel like I look like thick with 4 C's. Yeah, so thick you can't even say the word thick right.
Nah, you like thick with like a K in it?
Thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how fucking thick I am.
I like how thick normally does have a K in it. But
there's a bunch of C's in the middle.
Right.
Of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not Slender Man.
You're slimmer. You're slimmer.
I'm trying to. That's why I cut out the cauliflower. I'm just focusing on broccoli.
I got to introduce you to the marketing guy, Slim Jim. He's the one who turned me on to all those weird brands, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But you reminded me of that. But so what's this? Why cauliflower?
I said, it's a white vegetable, and so I thought, let's try a different color vegetable. I was thinking maybe it's white colored foods that are causing me the problem. So I was like, I'll have some brown rice, I'll have brown bread, I'll cut out the Wonder Bread, I'll just focus on whole grains and everything. And I cut out white milk, so like cow's milk, and now I just focus on like the nut-based milks that are more of like a beige. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, yeah. So beige milks are my thing now.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that definitely makes... I mean, what you said is... They're words.
It's internally consistent. Whether or not it actually implements into something successful, we'll see.
Did you watch like a hot op-ed? Is this like History Channel stuff that you're... Where does this come from?
I actually was talking to my local bodega man, and the bodega man was like, how I
love the bodega
got
man.
off my cholesterol medicine was I cut out cauliflower and all blanche-colored, white-colored foods. I was like, if it works for the bodega man.
See, people, he always says, He always says, yeah.
There you go.
You're gonna be like an old vulture lady one day. You're, but that's what you're gonna be like one day.
Whatever. I'm gonna live my best life.
Anyway. Oh, dude, I just got a little hit here. I just got a hit. it says, the Kindle. The Kindle single's doing really well. We were talking about the Kindles earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Real talk, do you think my voice is sexy enough for the audiobook?
110%.
I was thinking about re-recording it.
I think you need to go deeper. Like, do a little more like Barry White.
Right down here.
Yeah, but have a little more confidence. I need a little more strength.
The punctuation is the central node of the sentence.
But slow down and just, like, let the words breathe.
Yeah, I got to work on that.
The punctuation is the central node.
See, that seems forced. That seems like...
Okay. Well, you know what? You work with it.
Central node.
No, yeah, you're right. It's too forced.
Oh, are we ready? Here we go. Ready? The central node of the sentence is punctuation.
Okay, now you sound like a Snorlax, like you're about to fall asleep.
Yeah, I was going James Earl. That was my James Earl.
I could not tell.
Everything that the light touches is yours. Right?
I'm so sorry, James Earl Jones. So sorry.
No. I am your father. See that? So if I do the whole audiobook like that, I might need like a Red Bull or something, but I could get through it if I do that voice. If I do the central node of a sentence is punctuation.
You know, I'm kind of seeing it now. Maybe a little bit. Maybe people want is like just strong, stable,
like a
baritones.
Gilbert Gottfried, like a, you know,
that would be a different sound.
Like no,
very
that's not
different
good.
Sound.
Like I don't know what's a Gilbert, you know, like the central node of a
the central node of the nervous system. Can't even do it. Like his voice is so cracky and
the central node of the nervous system. I can't even do it. I guess I kind of just did, but
yeah.
It's like wait up here. I don't know how to do it, but anyway.
You're like 50% of the way there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I think let the sexiness of my voice speak for itself. I think, you know, Mr. Ube obviously saw something in me from the beginning.
But you got to go like a little bit deeper.
But that's why it's a video podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm worried about the Kindle. I was thinking about like, I just felt like it wasn't a good session when I recorded it the first time. I felt like the booth itself didn't have enough like red, you know, like that red upholstery that they put in those studio booths now. The red. They didn't have that. They had like these weird black squares with little cubes on them.
But you know what that reminds me of? We should go to the alleyway with that dumpster that we hung out with that one time.
Why does that remind you of that?
Just because we had begun the night, we're out partying, we're at clubs, really nice clubs. But then we go to the alleyway. And then that's where I feel like I got to know you better. I got to see like your true literary genius. And like we really bonded in that alleyway by the dumpster.
Yeah, I don't know. Remind me, what were we doing that night? Or like what?
Oh, we're just like, I was like a young literary agent. You were a young literary author who just got out of literary camp. And you know, you were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yep.
First time coming to New York City. Mm-hmm. And I was somebody who, you know, I've been smoking cigarettes out in New York City.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a ton in my life. So living in New York City, doing my New York City life, and then along you come. And you're just there at a cafe near the Strand bookstore. And I saw you, and I knew you had, I could see you writing in your moleskin journal, and I just saw, like, this little spark.
You know what?
I needed to fan the flame, that's all it was.
Eric, can I call you Rick?
Or Derek.
Okay. Is that okay? Derek? Yeah, I'm going to go with Eric. Eric?
Or Rock. Air Rock. Whatever you're comfortable
That's
with.
taken, but... take all the time you need to decide. Hearing you reminisce like that really kind of put me in a place of you care. You remember. I don't even remember any of that, but that is such a beautiful story. That is such a nice yarn that you spun right there. I feel like a little cat playing with it. And,
Cat's cradle, yeah.
Yeah. That is so beautiful, man.
I mean, I love you, man. And I love all of my clients equally as best I can.
But you love me more, right? A little bit more.
I wouldn't
But
have
because
come, I wouldn't have come back unless I.
You're not a
unless I did.
manager to everyone, you know.
I mean, not yet. TBD. TBD.
TBD. We'll see. All right, we'll tune in next week for that. I mean, geez, that is what a cliffhanger ending there. But I want to kind of end with a story, kind of a funny, goofy story, quirky, goofy.
Yeah.
It's one of those quirky goofies. And
what about a goofy quirky?
I was actually on a. I don't have a girlfriend right now, but I was on a date this past week because I was really feeling high, and you know, it wasn't because of the ketamine. And there was like this really cool, you know, I think it was like Southern Italian restaurant. It was a lot of like fish, but it was Italian food. Not a lot of pasta on the menu, which at first was a red flag for me. But then I thought, okay, you know, when in Rome, and he was like, Rome was far from Southern Italy. So I was like, okay, whatever. It was weird, and they almost like kicked me out. But I was like, okay. But anyways, she was sitting across from me, and I go, what would you want? What are you gonna have? I was looking at the menu, right? And she goes, the usual. And I go, okay. Oh, so you've been here before? And she goes, yeah, you know, I've been here a few times. It's good, you know, but I have like my usual order. And I go, oh, okay. And so then you know, the waiter comes. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in the dark because I always like to base my order off of what they're ordering, for the sake of, you know, finances.
Yeah. Because you want to, like, you don't want them to spend too much money, but if they're spending money, you might as well ball out and not look like a cheapo.
Right, exactly. So I ordered a salad, just a big garden green salad.
Was there any meat on it?
I put bacon bits in it. I added bacon bits.
Very classy.
Added an egg yolk. I changed the...
Was it cooked egg yolk or raw?
I changed the dressing from like this honey Dijon to a chipotle vinaigrette.
Very classy.
Yeah,
okay,
so I was changing all these things. I was like adding stuff to the salad, and the guy's like right on this. He's like, "Well, why don't you just have this salad? This is more in line with what you said." And I said, "No, that's what I told you is what I want. I don't want that other one, right? Because the other one had like blue cheese on it. I didn't want.
You got to show that you're like commanding."
And I said no onions, and I added tomato. More, I said like extra tomato, and I added like some guacamole in there too. You know.
Did you swap out the base greens as well?
No,
okay.
Kept that.
Yeah. Okay.
I said keep that. That was what initially won me over, right?
Yeah.
So then I ordered chicken strips after that. Just chicken strips, but
Wait, what kind of restaurant are you at?
It was like Southern. It was in Greenwich. It was in the West Village kind of area, Greenwich. Oh, yeah. And it was like the Southern Italian food, and they had like chicken strips there, and I ordered that. So I got
Southern or Italian? Was it
yeah,
fuse?
There was just a lot of fish. I wasn't feeling fish that day, so I ordered a salad and some chicken strips, and that was that. And I swapped out the honey mustard just for some blue cheese dressing on the side of those chicken strips because, you know, I like that I like that chunky cheese flavor.
Yeah.
And so she goes, and so I did this crazy order, right, just to try to impress and stroke my dick a little bit in her face. Consensually. And then she goes, oh, just the usual for me. And the waiter writes that down, and I'm like, "Well, do you two know each other?" And the waiter goes, "Yeah, whatever. Like I've seen her before. Like I know what you meant. You wanted." He goes, "This. You wanted."
Who suggested the place to go for the date?
We were just walking by, and I did. I didn't know, and so the waiter goes, "Oh, okay, just an apple pie a la mode."
Do you think she set you up like
an apple pie a la mode is what he read back? That's her usual. First of all,
as an entree.
Entree. What the hell is that?
Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. I mean,
so I couldn't even.
I don't know how you stay fit and you eat.
I didn't talk for the rest of the day. I didn't talk for the rest of the day. I had to I put the blinders up.
Did she talk to you?
She was saying some shit about how her mom was like on her deathbed and all this like bullshit. I was like, I literally tinted the windows. I was done with that conversation.
That actually sounds like a good date because you listened to her and her trauma, and maybe
she was saying like something about her inheritance and how it's gonna go to her brother, and she's angry because she feels close to her mom, you know, and that her dad used to like do stuff to her as a kid, like something like that.
Wow,
like,
that sounds absolutely terrible. And traumatic.
I don't know, but I mean, who orders an entree like that?
If it helps you get through the day.
Whatever, dude. I just thought, like, isn't that crazy? Like, and that's her usual. An apple pie a la mode.
You know what I like about you? Is the complete lack of empathy or sympathy for others.
Oh, easy.
And that makes you a great artist. You're just completely selfish and self-contained and focused on your art. And you don't have to worry or care about others' emotional
Is this how you got to
trauma.
where you are now, just by literally taking ass cheeks, slapping them together, and just kissing them once, twice? Yeah, because I don't need your hot air in my balloon right now. Yeah, no, leave it. Take it back.
You like it. You like the beers. I got you.
Whatever.
Come on. You like the beer,
well,
right?
so that was my story for the day, and I see Buzz giving me the single here, so
Is Mr. Ube or Buzz in control here? Who's the boss?
Ube's in his restaurant. I don't know where Ube is. Ube gets
Okay,
he goes to like strip clubs and
Does
shit.
he own YouTube?
No, he's just an executive producer at YouTube. I'll talk to you about this off the air. We don't need the fans don't care about that.
I'm interested.
I know you're interested because you're my
how
agent and going to be my manager. But tune in next week. I'll have the word on him. I'm going to put him in the dungeon until you
vice.
Yeah, until you have a clear answer, yes or no, about being my manager. It's going to be yes, folks.
Oof. I'm in the dog's house.
But we'll leave you on the cliffhanger for this episode, TBD. I want to thank Eric here. Thanks for being on the show. You really came in clutch here. I was just, trying to enjoy the moment with you. I think all in all, this was like an okay time.
Well, as your literary...
Don't kiss my ass.
As your literary
Oh
agent,
my God.
I had a wonderful time. Kelly's gonna love you.
Who's Kelly?
Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
You forget so quickly
What
what
is
I
that?
do for you.
What day is that? This week? Catch us on that. I want to promote that.
I think it's gonna be on Wednesday, which is like perfect midday spot when people are watching television.
Okay.
You know.
So to catch us there on the Kelly Clarkson show, I'll be, wearing my Sunday best.
And also covering the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, jeez.
Best hip hop group
Now
there
I'm
ever
nervous.
was.
Now I'm a little nervous, but yeah, I can definitely do that anytime.
I think the Black Eyed Peas are kind of edgy.
Yeah. Okay. We'll make it edgy. We'll make it edgy.
Yeah.
Should I wear like eyeliner? Kelly will probably appreciate
Oh,
that.
do you think like kind of like a grunge cover?
Like Avril, I was thinking like Avril Lavigne, sort of.
Oh, that's so punk. So punk.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and please subscribe to the Patreon now. We're about to do another 20 minutes of bonus content. If you subscribe,
am I getting the Patreon money?
No.
What?
Only for my manager. So think about that when you're in the dungeon. Everyone who subscribes to the Patreon now can subscribe for a reduced cost, and when you subscribe for the Patreon, there's hours of bonus content waiting for you. But please take it easy, and thanks for watching.